What is going on, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the 2 Cents Footy podcast. After a week break, because of the international break, we are back with a pretty big episode. A lot of things to touch on. So without any further ado, my name is Akram McAllister, and joined with me on this week's podcast, we have Daniel Pike.
Just me.
That's a third. That's a third week in a row. Zach, there's some sketchiness going on here.
I mean, Hayden wasn't with us the other 2 weeks, and we know you don't like going first, so we kind of have to start
Bro,
with that.
I don't know where you got that from. I was vibing every time you introduced first. No, you could, whatever you say is original that comes out of your mouth. But no, it's fine. We'll give it to Dan.
We have the receipts.
loser.
We record these podcasts.
The loser of this weekend, really.
We're on the
Really. Luke, relatively speaking, you and I are both in the same position of our respective leagues.
Nah.
So,
Bro, I'm top of the league.
Look, guys, if anyone's a loser, it's Zach.
You know?
your Zach is probably the biggest loser at the moment.
Yes.
I mean, we're still playing
that's-
Champions
I
League football on
pretty
Tuesday.
heavily disagree with
That's an agreement. We all agreeing. You know, like, it's so funny, Zach. You come on here and you're like, "What's up, everybody, bro?" But it's like it reminds me of, like, you know, when you're a kid and you get, like, your parents give you like a massive chow, like they just smack you on the bum, bro, and you have to carry on with your day.
What?
Like nothing happened. You have to just carry on.
A massive chow.
You know what I mean?
They slap you on the bum. Wise words from you.
they clap you, right? I was gonna say the M word, but that could be
The M word.
censored.
I mean-
So, yeah, but chow also sounds kind of scary. You get the idea, like, you get smacked and then you have to, like, sheepishly walk it off, and then you have to just act like nothing happened. Like, Zach's pulling up here like he's had a normal Prem weekend. You know, like, this man didn't just concede, like, 6 goals.
Yeah. I think some of maybe our foreign viewers might not understand what corporal punishment is and was. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, in South Africa,
Yeah,
a
that's
few of
still
us
pretty
did.
white
beat
in
our
South
children.
Africa.
Yeah, did experience quite a few beatings growing up, I'm sure.
Still illegal, okay, but alright.
Vibes.
Yeah, no,
What should be
otherwise,
illegal is conceding 6 goals. That should
6
be
goals.
illegal.
Yeah, I mean, 3-1, it's a tough loss, especially to Arsenal, and, you know, to have your first loss in the Premier League be against your rivals. It's really heartbreaking, but I'm just holding on to the fact that we're playing on Tuesday and they're not, you know. So So at least we got the
Good level.
Champions League football and they don't. So I'm holding on to that tightly. It does hurt seeing them number one in the table, but, you know, the losses will come. I'm sure we all know the Arsenal system now. They do well initially, and then they just catfish you as soon as you get a number of their players in your FPL. They just throw it all away. So I'm still waiting on that point, but I'm sure it will come.
I mean, Dan, you talk about, like, being able to play on Tuesdays, but the last Tuesday you guys played on, you guys got chowed by Sporting. So
I mean, chowed.
I don't know how much you're enjoying
Chowd's
playing
quite a
these
big word.
games.
I think everyone, even like Bayern Munich, is taking L's to some lower league teams. So didn't Bayern Munich lose to, like, Union Berlin the other
Lower
day?
league teams. It's,
Hey,
it's
Union
still a
Berlin
top
is-
5 league.
So I mean, Zach,
That
you
just
just got
goes
chowed
the
the other day
Bayern
as
no,
well.
of
no,
the
guys.
Bundesliga. So
Whoa.
But we'll see. Hopefully Frankfurt, we can put, you know, like a 3-0 on the boards and then, you know, like, forget about it. So, I mean, we did rest the majority of our, like, you know, differential players in our London derby, I'm assuming, for Tuesday. So, you know, if we're taking Son and Richarlison off when we're losing, I'm hoping that these guys are going to perform well on Tuesday. So, yeah. Which did upset me quite a bit, because I'm like, yo, listen, it's a North London derby. Like, I don't care if we're playing on Tuesday, let's, like, put a fight in here. But around, like, the 70-minute mark, like, we were kind of called it a day. And we were like, okay, cool, we'll take this 3-1 loss, move on to, like, bigger things. And I'm like, for the fans, like, a North London derby is bigger than just, you know, like, a regular match. There's, like, the history behind it and, you know, that rivalry. I'm sure Zach can relate to, you know, feeling super deflated after losing a derby. Although I will say Arsenal and Man City are like, you know, on 2 different levels. So he does have that excuse, if I can say.
Wait,
Yeah,
you know, Daniel,
and I will be using
everything
that
you've just
excuse.
said is brilliant. Love it. But was this not just supposed to be your introduction?
It was. It was. Hayden.
Man
My man's
reviewed the
already-
whole game,
He's
gave
got
his
it on his-
in-depth
on his chest,
analysis.
gents.
Hayden's also woken up and wants all the smoke. Yeah, Liverpool's sitting at like 7 in the league. I saw like a picture on Twitter. And it was like the
That's
best,
generous.
the best
That's
number 7s
generous.
in the league, and it was like Son, Ronaldo, and then it was like Liverpool. So
Liverpool are 9.
Yeah.
bro. 7 is Newcastle.
Yeah, Liverpool.
are they 9th
Liverpool
now?
are there,
in the league.
best number
Wow.
9s in the league.
Wow. Okay. Damn, Hayden's struggling to stay in the top 10. Yeah, gonna be mid league team at the end of the season. How do you feel about that, Hayden?
Dude, you know, this season's all about Conference League, guys. So it's all about making that Conference League.
Hayden's reminiscing to his childhood when Liverpool were taking L's, when Gerrard was slipping all over the place, and you know.
Why must you do
I've
me
just
like
realized Fulham, who sacked their manager. Oh no, they haven't sacked the manager. But Fulham, who didn't they get smoked by you guys earlier in the season?
Yeah, they drew in the game week 1.
Yeah, they're ahead.
Or they
of
lost
Liverpool.
in game week 1.
Yo.
Well, that's
Okay, guys.
Fulham are ahead of.
I'm not, I won't defend Liverpool. They're playing really bad. It's pretty sad. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. Oh, so hello, I'm Hayden, by the way. Thank you for that introduction, Zach. Appreciate it so much. Look, yeah,
No
we can
problem,
get right
mate.
into it. The Brighton game, you know, Brighton is on top of it, even if though they've lost Potter. They played some brilliant football. They carved Liverpool up. Even Liverpool's goals, they were very dirty, very chaotic, scrambling type of things. Nothing is clear cut. You would have thought after like 28 days that Liverpool would be rejuvenated, but I think the team is just mentally like fried. And Klopp's new tactics don't work, or they're not the most opportune or the optimal tactics for the squad as it currently exists. So I think, you know, going forward, we would hope that some of the tactics get changed and reformed. They probably won't, because Klopp, I think, is loyal to his system and his players to a fault. So yeah, this is the season. I'm ready for it. I've accepted it. This is 2021-22 all over again. No, it's 2020-21 all over again. Except we don't have the excuses of injuries. Mane just left, and I just have to deal with depression. It is what it is. And
See now, gents,
before
that is
any
how
of you
answer.
say anything, fuck you all. Thank you very much.
Wow. Damn, Hayden, bro. The hostility
Hayden.
is high.
Indeed.
Wow.
Indeed. I just need to cover my bases before you come for me.
Can't even, yeah, gents, you can't even roast this gent. Like, he admitted it, he put it on the table, and he's provided a management plan. By all metrics, he's examined everything, every angle of
see,
the game.
I came here to immunize myself from any criticism that you guys could launch at me. Because at this point, if you do so, it's just too much. It's just sad.
Wow.
Yeah, he's just
you
ruined
know,
all the fun
crazy.
for us. Like,
Yeah.
how are
You
you
know-
supposed to roast the guy now?
yeah, I was about to say, you know, Hayden's like not feeling a certain way if he doesn't bring up like any Tottenham trophies and, you know, like the lack thereof. So, I
We are
don't know.
now in that final stage, gents. Acceptance.
Hayden's
we are
accepting
in the final
it.
stage.
You know, he's doing
Dan,
some
you still
personal
a little bit of-
reflection.
Dan's still a little bit of bargaining there, maybe like stage 3, you know. No, we took an L, but, you know, whatever, we got Champions League. You're holding on to what you can.
The bargaining.
But Zach, that, you know, those are some unfortunate results for Dan and Hayden, but even me, like, I'll admit, Madrid, we got the draw, which in hindsight is not that deep. It was one of those games that was a little bit didn't go your way, you know. Sometimes you can get a bit lucky, and but it's not a loss, so we still carry on with our undefeated streak. But enough about me, Zach.
Vinny on the
It's
score
about
sheet as
you,
well.
bro. Huh?
Vinny on the score sheet as well. So
Vinny on the score.
that
That was a bit of a sketchy goal, but I'll take it. Yeah, Benz needs to hop on to his Ballon d'Or levels there. Lewandowski's looking quite good, not gonna lie, and Barca's looking quite good. So, you know, but you know, this is Madrid. We bounce back. Liverpool bounced back. You know, at least somewhat. They were in the lead.
What? When did Liverpool bounce back? They didn't win.
They were like 2-0 down, and then they went 3-2, and then
That's up.
and then
How many points did they get, Luke?
they got
What?
one. But I mean,
They're not bouncing
Still
back. Don't
bounce
come here
back.
with that nonsense. Please. Please.
Damn.
No.
And you're going to start supporting Everton, yeah, with that sort of attitude.
No.
They're level on points,
When-
to be fair.
When you love a club, shut up, Zach. When you love a club, you're willing to criticize it because you want it to be better.
Bro, it's just
And at least
Trent. It's just
It's
Trent.
just
Like,
Trent.
Yeah, Trent's been pretty
not-
horrible.
Trent's not doing the things, bro. Salah signed the contract, it's like, peace out, give me my money. I'm just gonna start vibing up. That guy was just, I don't know, bro. He looked like Nunes. He was slipping and he was doing some crusty passes and wasn't collecting it nice. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe Mane was more important than we all thought, gents. But Firmino is coming back with a vengeance. My man's scoring braces like there's no tomorrow. So maybe we should bring him into.
I mean,
Why do you
that
think
is
he
the
got
greatest
those
shame of
beautiful
this,
teeth?
is that...
you know.
Oh, sorry, Zach. The greatest shame of this entire thing is that Firmino's form finally bounces back, but it's so meaningless because we don't win any games.
Hayden, you also
Yeah.
still have Champions League, Hayden. Like, if
And so...
Premier League's written off,
I know. I mean, we still have Champions League, unlike obviously Manchester United. That must deal with Europa, and we'll probably, hopefully, beat Rangers. I mean, I think we can beat Ajax again. But I don't want to watch us get absolutely chowed by Napoli again, and they get knocked out in the round of 16. I'd rather, yeah. This is not looking like the season. And I mean, if it gets turned around, it gets turned around. But it's not
Mm.
looking hyped at the moment.
Nah, bro. I
Do you think Klopp will get sacked? Like, if things
No.
get really bad, do you think?
No.
Okay.
No.
No.
Do you
No.
think? It's a question. Whenever you sack somebody, it's like, who do you replace them with, and who's on the market? Pochettino?
yo, that is
Really?
true.
Tuchel's out
No.
there.
Yo.
I mean, if Bayern
Tuchel-
continued on this downturn, Nagelsmann could be out there. I think-
Look, I
think in a way-
he's got a very good. Klopp has a very good working relationship with FSG, so I don't know if they would jeopardize that.
If
But
SG
okay, look,
really
if
going to pay
Liverpool
his
is
contract
sitting-
out, for the sacking.
Yeah, there's
That's
a
the
whole
other
new
thing,
contract
yeah.
there. Look, I mean, if Liverpool's still in the top half of the table, even if they're like ninth, I think they'll stick with Klopp.
I know.
But if he's chilling in the bottom half of the table,
When does
then
this
maybe-
contract end, Hayes? Do you know if it ends in like 2024 or 2023 or when?
I think he extended it for 3 years. So 3
Yo.
years from now, like 2025, 2026.
2026, yeah. So FSG ain't paying that out.
I was about to say, man, that'd be huge. man.
Liverpool's a different breed, though, gents. It's like even if you ask in the league,
Speaking of
once you put up to
sacking,
the-
are we going to get into the
Champions
potential
League, it's good.
sacking of one of our newest managers, Eric Ten Hag?
No.
You don't
Do I
rate
think Ten Hag
Pochett's
will be sacked?
coming in, yeah. Come
No.
November.
No. Probably not.
He is also good with developing, young squads. Not that your squad is as young as we thought it might become, but
I really wanted Poch to go to Brighton. I thought Poch at Brighton would have been the one.
Yo,
he could
that
have
would
turned
have been
Brighton
scary,
into
bro.
the next Tottenham.
that would have been
Like,
scary.
imagine Poch with that recruiting and development team. Like, Brighton could have genuinely been the next Tottenham, I think. But in terms of Ten Hag, I think he's like the Brentford loss was like 10 times worse than this loss to City, in my opinion. Like, maybe like even more. So
So we can leave it. No upside, no downside, no potential fixes. Is that?
I mean, like, what do you expect?
My man's comparing the losses now. Like, he's gonna get a 10-0 to City, but it's not as bad as like 6-0 to like Leicester. Like that one hurt more.
Dude, like, what do you expect? Like, this is Manchester City at the Etihad.
Zach,
With,
but
like,
Zach,
the
I
robot,
don't know.
Erling Haaland, just banging in goals. Like, what do you expect?
you guys have Casemiro just warming the bench after being like a mainstay in like Real Madrid, who was like last season the best team in the world, arguably. So, riddle me that. What's going on here? Is Ten Hag really not with the older generation? Is he like youngster centric? He brings on Martial but doesn't bring on Cristiano Ronaldo. Martial did
Bro,
earn
I
his
would bring on
pay. But
Casemiro. I
yeah,
would bring
that's
on Casemiro with one leg
I don't understand
rather
because
than McTominay in his prime, bro.
Because for me, you're playing away at Manchester City, and I'm like, cool. you're going to be defending 90% of the time, and you want to break away on the counter attack. So I understand having Eriksen and Bruno for those long seeking passes, but I mean, are you really going to back McTominay, as your CDM in that park the bus team? Why is Casemiro not there? What is going on here?
See, this is a tricky one. I think, Luke, you asked me this on the group chat during the game. And I understand why Ten Hag went with McTominay. I think McTominay, he's a good physical presence, and I think he offers something in the transition. And also, I don't think United feel like Casemiro is fit enough to play full 90. He started one game for us, and that was in the Europa League, and he didn't look quite up to speed. So I don't think he played with Brazil as well in the international break. So maybe there's a feeling that he's not fit enough yet. I think that could be it. I probably would have started him, but if I'm being honest, maybe I would have started him and McTominay and Eriksen potentially, just because I think Bruno's having a bit of a stinker.
Honestly, I think Bruno
so far this season,
he's got Cristiano Ronaldo levels defending. My man does not do any work. He just waits for the ball.
I think the opposite.
You think he's solid defensively?
I think he's one of the only players in that United team that actually presses. One of the only players that will run his heart out for the entire 90. My problem with him is actually going forward, where the dude just plays these ridiculous Hollywood passes.
And he just gives it away in a bad position.
Dude, United were 2-0 down. The momentum was going fully in City's direction. United finally had the ball for 2 minutes. We actually had a bit of possession, and the dude just uncorks a long shot from 40 yards out. And it's oh wow, all the good work we did to finally have the ball for a little bit, and you just shoot it and give it away for nothing. So I actually think going forward is the big problem with Bruno, and I think maybe having Eriksen a little bit more forward, and then just saying,
I will say putting Eriksen as a CDM is
Casemiro and McTominay.
Yeah, I don't think putting Eriksen as a CDM is the right move. I understand they really see Eriksen's value on the fast break, dishing the ball, almost, Harry Kane-esque. That one-touch switch of play or something like that. But, I think the entire game, Eriksen was really struggling to track KDB in the midfield. And then it was complete, shambles of the backline because they put Eriksen on Haaland. And for me, I remember I was saying earlier on in the season, and I did change my opinion. I said Martinez, he's going to struggle up against the tall strikers. But then I said, okay, maybe his use isn't that. He's more of a ball distributing, centre back, because De Gea can't distribute as a goalkeeper, so you do need a little bit of better distribution from the centre backs. But I think when it gets to the point where you've got a mismatch there, and you're starting to have CDMs coming to mark the strikers, and then if you turn the ball over, it's going to be, who do you pass to get the ball, because the CDMs are so deep. Yeah. Now I think you guys needed the thing is, because McTominay I feel McTominay and Casemiro is probably a solid CDM pairing, but if you guys are playing, I don't think two CDMs is the way. One CDM that's the absolute GOAT, and then you have two cams. But yeah, I don't know. The Casemiro situation is interesting. It's similar to the Jed Spence situation at Tottenham, where we're kind of lacking a right back that's of any quality. In fact, I say Allah. Royal can defend. I will say his defending is surprisingly good, but the issue is on the ball, he's not too great. Yeah, in the air especially, for some reason, Royal seems really good. When there's a cross in, he seems to either do enough or does get his head on the ball. But otherwise, going forward, my man, when there's no one in the box, he sends the cross in. When there's numbers in the box, he cuts back and passes it or does some weird funny thing, and I'm man, just put it in the box. And we spent all this money on Jed Spence. Well, I don't necessarily spend all this money, but we signed Jed Spence. I guess it was the championship, but I mean, my guy was running circles around everyone in the championship and absolutely bombing it up the field. So I don't know if the issue is we've decided that if we're going to be like a counter-attacking team and we're going to be defending for all the time, we're going to need the defensively stronger option, which is Emerson Royale. So, but at the same time, I'm like, man, like I really just want to see what Jed Spence has to offer. And this guy's getting like, you know, 20 minutes every, 2 weeks.
The weird thing is,
I'd
like,
be surprised
when you
if Man
see
gets
lineups,
more than 500 minutes this season. I don't think Conte rates him at all.
You don't.
I think that
I think
was
it's,
like
I think
the
it was.
board.
I'm 90% sure it was a Daniel Levy signing, but still,
Yeah.
like, I don't see how Conte rates Royale. Like, I don't like defensively, sure, but I mean, Conte
I
is
agree.
looking. Conte
that's
is looking for that Ivan Perisic like end product, where my man, no matter what, the ball is getting sent into the box. Like that's the one thing you can rely on. If there's 3 Oaks on Perisic, he will run at them and he'll somehow manage to get it off into the box. And Emerson Royale is like the complete opposite. If no one is marking him, he's still not going to put in the box. Like, yeah. But that's my little
Who's
rant.
more anti-Brazilian? Emerson Royale or Fred?
Emerson Royale. Emerson Royale.
what is your question?
Who is
Like,
more anti-Brazilian?
Like, I don't know if anti-Brazilian is the right way to say it, but like, who's more like not traditionally Brazilian? Like, you think of Brazilian footballers, and they like have this like flair, this creativity, like, and then you think of Fred and Emerson Royale, like they're like the complete opposite. But who is more like
I know Brazilian.
not traditional?
You think like tech, and I mean it's flashy, but it works. Whereas Emerson, I swear every single time the ball gets crossed, my man, and if Emerson is in the box, he goes for that bicycle kick, and he never makes it. And I guess the one day he makes it, we're all going to go insane. But I mean, you don't see, like when Brazilians go for it, like they connect. You don't like, and if it doesn't work the first time, they don't try it again. But the no look passes and stuff like that generally come off right. But Emerson.
Thing is, like, when you think of Brazilian, bro, I always just think of attackers. Like, I don't really think there's a specific
Like,
Brazilian way of defense or mid. Okay, like Marcelo and the attacking defenders.
But Marcelo,
but
isn't he known for his flair?
He is, and Marcelo puts peaches into
yeah.
the box.
yeah,
You don't.
did.
When you think of Marcelo, you
that's
don't
like
think
the
of like
exception.
cracking tackles and nicking the balls off
I
Oaks.
think Van Dijk.
You think of like
Don't.
the godlike first touches and absolute beauty,
Yeah.
like crosses
The
and
skills, bro.
switch of plays. And Emerson Royale is like a good tackle, good decent in the air. I guess that is Brazilian because Brazilians do tend to be quite athletic and despite their maybe lack of height can perform well in the air. I know Lucas Moura is like a sensational player in the air despite being like a relatively short Oak. But otherwise, like creatively in the attacking third, Emerson Royale is really lacking.
What's relatively short, bro?
What's relatively short, guys?
Yeah, I need to get some. Is my man just roasting one of us here? And we don't even know it.
I think
He's
so.
172. Okay, he's 172. Fair enough.
Wow.
Okay.
That's tall in my eyes.
172.
170. I mean, that's not short.
Nah, 172 is short, bro.
Bro, you like 192. So obviously 172 is gonna. Anyway, we should have brought Buntu on for this because then my man would have gone crazy because, maybe United didn't have the best game, but City had a proper game. Just like Arsenal, they were playing too nice, and I'm
Look,
worried
guys,
here. The City team can't win the Champions League. They've found their piece, bro. They've got this robot. Like it's lazy.
It's. I think it's pretty much over. They've won the league. They're gonna win the Champions
It's really
League.
bad. It's
true, it
really
does.
bad.
Just
Because
some
it
stats
is
on
what it is.
Haaland.
This
He's
man
the
is scoring
fastest
hat
player
tricks,
to
bro.
3 Premier League He's the fastest player to 3 Premier League hat tricks.
Yeah.
He's done it in 8 games.
I mean, it
The
seemed
next
like
best is Michael Owen, and he did it in 48.
it seemed at the time. I remember before he came to the Premier League, it seemed like too much of a fantasy this guy would come and wreck, and we were all holding on to the possibility that like You know, he was just a Farmers League merchant. But now my man has pulled up and he's been dominating teams. And quite funny enough,
Homie's actually
it
doing
looks
better
like-
in the Prem than in
yeah.
Bundesliga.
it looks like, generally speaking, the teams in the Premier League have been quite strong this season. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like it's not like a
Except for
phase
Liverpool.
in the Premier League where everyone's in a rebuild and now you just get like some absolute, you know, Farmers League merchant coming through and just robbing all the lower league teams blind. Like he's doing it against
I don't
pretty
know,
heated
bro, like-
opposition.
United doesn't seem super strong. Liverpool's not their strongest. Chelsea is definitely not their strongest.
Look,
Tottenham,
Arsenal and Spurs are the clubs that have had their resurgence, and Brighton is looking particularly strong.
And Newcastle,
As
gents.
reflected.
Newcastle's
But I'm
doing
saying
the absolute things.
all the mid-league teams have done
Are doing well.
surprisingly well.
Yeah.
I
I'm
hear
saying
you
all
on
the
that.
games amongst those the other like people outside,
Yeah.
let's say their top 6, have been tight. You know, it hasn't been like crazy. You know, like
Gents, even
5-0.
Everton's doing the things. We weren't rating Everton at the beginning of the season. Now they're pulling it out.
Rams
Eh?
got them playing. Maybe Anthony Gordon was worth 80-something million.
Maybe,
Who?
maybe.
Nah, gents. Anyway, that's crazy. The Premier's doing
Yeah.
the things. Haaland he's an absolute cheat code. But it also helps that you have Kevin
Yeah.
literally just putting it at your feet.
I mean, we're looking at
But
like you know,
you got to.
Messi,
you gotta use
Suarez
Kevin.
levels. Yeah,
Kevin's
They
doing
basically
the
have one of the
things,
best, in my opinion, the best finisher in the world and one of the best playmakers, if not the best playmaker in the world.
true.
I would-
Like, how do you
argue
not just win
that's-
the league
they're both-
automatically?
Yeah, and not gonna
Yeah.
Phone's a bit of a sleeper pick there. I mean, he also scored a hat trick,
Yeah.
and we don't like talking about that. Foden's looking
Yeah.
pretty crazy as a young and
And
upcoming
Foden
Foden
player.
got some
goals, eh?
heat after his performance with England. Like, people were doubting him.
Yeah.
So it's good to see him get back on.
I don't know. He doesn't do
track.
it often though. Like he's assisting, but he's not like, you know. Let's say the possibility of Haaland getting another hat trick at Southampton is there, but I wouldn't back Foden to get one of.
I mean,
another
even
one, you
even
know?
Grealish turned up. I think him putting Darlow on like a yellow card in the first 5 minutes made a huge difference.
Mm.
Yeah.
Grealish
So, I
has been
mean,
very good this season.
that's-
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's the scary part. Is we were, you know, like for
Mm.
other teams like Arsenal, we like cool. You know, one person gets injured, the dynamics completely destroyed, whatever like that. Whereas City, you know, okay, this person's injured, bring on, you know, someone else, and you're like, yo, you know, the stress
Nah,
levels
gents,
are
like,
high.
What's this thing here? City flipping brought on who's this gent? He assisted Haaland.
Oh yeah,
This is gent, I've never heard
Sergio
of-
Gomez?
no,
Sergio Gomez, bro. Who the hell is that? Now he's coming on and he's assisting in the derby. Like,
I don't,
City's
is
just-
his
I don't know what
surname
they do, bro.
Gomez?
Sergio Gomez.
No, but
Sergio
he's
Gomez, yeah.
is it? Yeah, no, he's
You know,
yeah,
Manchester
he's
City.
he's essentially the new
Manchester
Jesus,
City.
in my opinion.
I feel so.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What's happening with Maguire? Like, I'm sure he was happy, bro. He was like, he saw
Wasn't
four
he
half
injured
time
for
and he
his
was
most
like,
recent match?
Yeah.
he was like, peace out, gents. Like, the roasting is not even gonna be on him this time. Like, it wasn't. He was just chilling. You know, him and
Nah, I think Maguire
Him and the
gets
boys
too
on the
much
bench.
hate, way too much hate.
no, he's kind of ass.
Nah,
bro.
I think he's earned it.
Yeah, he's yeah. I don't know.
I don't know,
that
gents,
he's a proper.
We'll see how Maguire performs on Thursday
Conference piece.
against Omonia. Omonia?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Wow, it's a huge game.
Yeah, that's
Omonia, yeah.
Magnificent.
Quite
That's,
tight.
you see,
I-
that's
I-
the sort of thing that happens when you play in the Europa League. You have to play massive games like that.
I remember where they're from.
Yeah.
Thursday
Huge
nights.
game.
Zach's crossed it off.
Love
No, but
playing amazing Thursday nights.
last thing there, Banduni boy. Besides the Anthony goal, bro,
Cyprus.
you happy with Martial coming back, making a difference at least?
Dude, the agenda continues. I mean, Martial, 8 goals
Yeah.
in 8 Manchester derbies. You know,
I don't
like,
know why Oz are rating him so much though. Like, he's getting a lot of hype and he hasn't proved it yet. You know?
dude, we want him to succeed so badly. Like, I've never been like, I've never rooted for a player as much as I root for Anthony Martial. Like, I really want this dude to pan out.
Is
Like,
he even in the
I
French
don't know
squad?
if you. No, definitely not. But like I don't know if you were around, Luke, when he made his debut and he scored that goal against Liverpool. And who was the commentator? I can't remember the commentator, but he just went like ballistic for that goal. I mean, Hayden definitely remembers that. Like,
What do I remember?
when he ripped Martin Skirtle apart, and dude had to leave to Fenerbahce afterwards. Like,
Bruh.
it was a great goal, and it sold us all dreams.
How
And he
old is
never quite
Martial?
lived up to it. There's like clause in his contract where Monaco's like there were 3 clauses where one was he had to score a certain number of goals, one was he had to make a certain number of appearances, and the third one was if he scores a Ballon d'Or. And if all 3 of those things came true, United should pay like an extra, a fee for it. So like at that point we were all like, dude's gonna win the Ballon d'Or, dude's gonna be our next star boy, and it never quite panned out. But yeah. That's why
But you have to have him
I
back
want
off.
him to succeed so badly.
Like, why? I don't understand why Rashi was started up front, with Sancho on the left and who was on the right, and Anthony on the right. Why not? Do you not need that striker presence?
I mean, we didn't. We played Arsenal.
You didn't. You played him when you had Arsenal. When you played Arsenal.
Yeah, that was our front 3 against Arsenal.
Yeah, I don't think that
And
was
we
that was too
jowled
bad of a
them.
formation. No.
I think that was.
Yeah.
I think okay. So Anthony wasn't there for the Liverpool game, so we had Elanga instead. Beat them. Like City are just a different breed. Like I don't take much away from this game. Like I'm not going to judge United's season based on their games against City. I'll judge them against weaker teams like Liverpool.
Yeah. So this team against Arsenal was the exact team that you played against City.
Yeah. So I mean that just shows the difference between City and Arsenal. Like Arsenal think they're in a title race. But yeah, I think that's all for this week.
We're gonna do
Just
scores draft.
we're gonna close out on some score draft here. So the last week we did do score draft was the week before. We had a bunch of cancelled
Is there any-
games because of the Queen's funeral.
Is there any sexy Champions League things?
I don't know,
Liverpool's
but
playing Rangers. Nah. Who's Tottenham even playing?
Next week.
Yeah. No, this week.
This week.
They're playing
In
Frankfurt.
Champions League or
Yeah, in Champions
League.
League.
Eintracht Frankfurt.
Eintracht. I think that's going to be Eintracht.
Inter Barcelona could be
Yeah.
interesting.
I think and Chelsea Milan. I think those are probably like the only 2
Yeah, those are the only good games to be honest.
worth
But
watching.
getting back to scorer draft though, the last week we had games was I think the weekend we had the Queen's funeral, so a bunch of games are cancelled. So Hayden picked Rashford, that game was cancelled. Dan, you picked Sterling, that game was cancelled. Luke, you picked Luis Diaz, that game was cancelled. And then I picked
Bruh.
Martinelli, and you didn't get anything for Arsenal. So we all ended up with 0 points for that week.
I think
So
we
yeah,
should be able
the
to
scores
roll it
are
over.
still Hayden and Luke at the top, Dan in second, and then I'm still on 0. So
Wow,
Yeah.
Zach, the sports analyst himself, on 0
Zachary
points to
Maguire.
score a draft.
there's still time. There's still time.
His FPL. Yes,
the
his
order-
FPL is popping though. So don't even
Exactly.
stress,
I'm
gents.
good at predicting goals and assists, not just goals. The order for this week is Luke, myself, Hayden, and then Dan. So Luke,
Damn,
you
son.
can start us off.
I can take us away. Damn. Ooh. This is interesting. You always just got to find who's playing Bournemouth, and then just vibe with who.
The thing is, Bournemouth are
who's
playing
gonna
Leicester.
be there.
That's the problem.
Yo.
Yeah, and Leicester can definitely concede too. Maybe with the Newcastle hype, gents. I don't know, Zach. Do you know if Isaac is back and ready? Is he injured or?
I
know?
don't think he started this game. I think it was the Callum Wilson show.
Callum
To
Wilson.
be honest, Callum
Yeah.
Wilson.
Okay. I I haven't gone
You
with
might be
Zaha,
back,
have
though.
I? I haven't had Zaha.
Let me check for you. Luke,
I don't
you
think
have
I've-
not gone with Zaha.
Playing Leeds, I think he can do the things. So I'm gonna go with
Wilfried
Zaha.
There we go.
Wilfred.
I'm going to be going with Callum Wilson against Brentford. Newcastle banging in the goals. So I'm just going to try and ride the wave. Hayden, you are up next.
This is the scorer draft. Sorry about that. At Jerome, sometimes here at the University of Cape Town does not function, and we have to buy data and then use our own data.
Are you
to
sure it
connect to
wasn't
the internet.
a late night call from some Han that had to take your attention away?
Look, my girlfriend knows when to call and not to call.
Oh, hey.
Your girlfriend.
Man just made an announcement live on the podcast.
That's why he doesn't
Like,
even
we
care about
wouldn't notice.
Liverpool, bro. This guy's on cloud nine. He's chilling. He's like, who's Liverpool, bro? What? Hayden's definitely winning
Wait,
this
sorry,
week.
I'm just looking at the fixtures.
Hayden,
The pictures.
unlike Salah, Hayden seems to be scoring
pictures.
this
the
season.
the pictures of your girlfriend or the fixtures for this week, bro?
I'm gonna say, have I said Gabriel Jesus, or have any of you said Gabriel Jesus?
Is that your girlfriend's name, bro? It's a
No.
nice name.
I'm talking about for us,
Gabriella.
for this round of the score draft.
Oh, okay.
Oh. No, you haven't
Jesus.
picked Jesus.
No. Zach,
Yeah?
have I said Gabriel Jesus? Have any of you said Gabriel Jesus?
No, you're free to
Against
take him.
Liverpool.
Okay, then I'm taking Gabriel Jesus.
His girlfriend's definitely an Arsenal supporter, gents. I'm telling you off the bat.
Okay.
She doesn't care. She really has no opinions with football whatsoever.
Out of
We're slowly learning more and more
50-something
about her.
weeks, gents. This is our maybe even 60th episode. Not once has Hayden bet anything against Liverpool, and now this homie's going for like a probable goal scorer
No,
against his
Liverpool. I think Liverpool might win, but it definitely will be a clean sheet.
team. Gents,
Yeah.
Especially if
chicks
fans
change
are
their
being-
mind. They make
That
you
being
go crazy.
said, I
They
do
make
need
you say
to call my
crazy things,
girlfriend.
gents.
So can we end this particularly soon?
Yes, sir.
Hectic.
Now, Zach,
Hectic.
the question is, what Man City player have I not picked?
Have you not picked? Have you picked a Man City
Foden.
player?
Have I
don't
picked
think you
Haaland?
have. You picked KDB.
I've picked KDB, but I haven't picked Haaland.
KDB is the only City player you've picked.
Whoa.
Let's go. Hey, strike while the iron's hot. The gift that keeps on giving. I'm gonna go with my big boy Haaland against Southampton. I mean, surely.
Yeah. That feels like another 9-0 incoming, to be honest.
It does.
Yeah. So that wraps up this week's podcast. Sincerely hope you have enjoyed. If you have, drop a like, give us a 5-star rating and a review. Until next time, this has been the Two Cents Footy crew of the Two Cents Footy podcast. Have a good day.